Okay, chat, today's lesson, Aura Maxing 101. So basically, oh my god, check the pump. It's, fuck, I'm fucking shredded. So basically, Aura Maxing 101. This is how you become the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most attractive, good handwriting, the most attractive, influential, magnetic version of yourself. The fuck? Okay. Magnetic version of you. Okay. The most attractive, influential, magnetic version of you. So me, you may look at a guy like me and say, oh, well, he has acne, he's not perfect. He has fucking bags under his eyes. He has a receding gum line because he's been smoking, but it doesn't fucking matter. My muscles are fucking bursting out of my skin every single fucking day. I'm fucking huge. So basically, today I've only drank I've only had 5 coffees today. Only 5 coffees. What's wrong with me? And I stopped drinking caffeine like at some point in the afternoon, like 2-3 o'clock, whatever it was. And I actually was way more productive. Like I got a lot more done. I pretty much wrote a bunch of my ebook. It's basically how to rewire your mind for success. That'll be coming out soon. And I had 5 coffees today. I ate for breakfast a bunch of turkey bacon, organic, I had some eggs, some cheese, some bread. No, I didn't eat any bread actually, that's a lie. But then, in the morning, I ate some steak and some picanha. So basically, the first half of my day, I only ate fat and protein. I didn't eat any plant carbohydrates. The first half of my day, I just had coffee, animal protein, animal fat. Do you understand? Okay? Because you are purging your system of carbs, and carbs are what cause cancer, literally, you can look it up. They'll take tumors out of your body and then fucking feed you Jello and fish sticks and fucking salad and shit after you get your cancer surgery. It's crazy. Extra amount of sugar in the brain is ADHD and autism. That's a fact. You can look that up. It's sugar in the brain in kids. In about, I think it was 1950 or 1960, the rate of autism was like 1 out of every couple hundred people. Now it's like 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 kids. It's crazy. It's because of all the man-made research chemicals our people are ingesting, and it's because of the excess sugar. Also, excess sugar in the teeth and the gums causes cavities. That's why if you ever look at a vegan person or a vegetarian, they look like physically weak. They don't have like big, strong bone structures and cheeks like me, because I eat fucking steak and fucking animal fat and protein every day, and I'm fucking chewing on the fucking fibers of dead organisms, and like, oh my god. I'm shredded. Let me drink some milk. Man, I'm very full of myself. It's crazy. But basically, there are things that make you move faster, and there are things that slow you down. And refined chemicals, man-made research substances, and shitty carbohydrates are going to slow you down. What's the slowest animal you can imagine? A sloth, a panda, a fucking cow. All they do is eat carbohydrates all day. Think of what's the fastest animal? What's the first thing you pop in your mind? A cheetah, a leopard. Guess what? They don't eat carbs all the time, and they eat dense animal fat and animal protein. So you don't have to be like me. You don't have to be fucking shredded in a golden god living in Florida. You don't have to do what I want to do, right? But if you do want to do what I do and you want to live my life, then this is what I did. So I'm going to open this journal. It says Daily Task Manager and Gratitude/Gains. This is a journal I've had for 2 years. So I'm 22 years old right now. When I was, I think, 19, 3 years actually, when I was 19 in college, I failed out on purpose. An English teacher told me we were making some point about COVID, or it was like something about Kanye West talking about the Jews or whatever, and they canceled him off Twitter. And basically, the college English assignment. This is a professor of the English language. You would think they would like know how to speak and articulate themselves, right? A professor of the English language asked me a question, and I give like a really well thought out answer, and I'm just like, if I was running the country and I wanted my citizens of the country to, repeat these behaviors, what I would do is I would provide health services, I would put shreddedness on the TV, I would put health, athleticism, working out, exercise, healthy foods, disease remediation. But instead, the federal government during COVID, they've planted fear, sickness, fear, inside, isolation, fear, sickness. So personally, from a bird's eye view, I would say if I actually wanted to make my nation healthier, I would make everybody thinking about health all the time. I would program through repetition, everyone's healthy, blah, 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 shredded, whatever. And she basically told me this was the last English class I ever stepped foot in my life. I swear to God. I made that point about COVID and about the social media and the government programming everybody through repetition about what emotions they want to feel and what behavior they want the citizens to be doing. And she basically just said, well, I guess you're smarter than me, and then changed the subject. Bro. Last time I ever stepped foot in an English class in my fucking life. A professor of the English language. I make a thought out point in college, a liberal college in Massachusetts, in Boston. $50,000 a year tuition, low acceptance rate. I was a stud, and I was just like, there was literally no amount of manipulation and coercion that they could do to me to make me believe those fucking lies that we should just sit inside all day and just be primitive and just be whatever, you understand? So that moment was the decision-making time. It was the moment that I actually made the decision to stop going to school. I was enrolled in like 4 or 5 classes at college. I stopped attending my classes. I stopped doing work. I actually failed completely. I got zeros across the board. Finished with a 1.9 GPA. So basically, it was one semester, and I could, it was my 3rd semester. So I went 1 full year, whatever. The 3rd semester, I finished with a 1.9 GPA and I stopped going to class. So basically, I said, okay, I have 3 months where my college is paid for, my housing's paid for, I have free food at the dining hall, blah, 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 right? So every single day for 3 months, I pretty much took psychedelic mushrooms. I fucking sat in front of a whiteboard. I got rid of all the decorations in my room. I got rid of all the posters. I got rid of every single piece of stimuli that could distract my brain, right? Whiteboard on the floor every single day. I drew a line down the middle. 1s and 0s. Things that move you faster. Things that move you slower. Closer to the goal you want to be, or farther away from where you want to be. And basically, I took psychedelic mushrooms every single day. I removed every single piece of contradicting stimuli in my life. And every single day I hypnotized myself for success. I'm not lying. You may look at me and you say he's unprofessional. He has weaknesses, but I'm not a liar. So this is an actual journal entry from 3 years ago, from when I was in college. And here's what it says. Let me find a good one. Okay. I am so grateful to have this is when I was taking mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms every single day, hypnotizing myself for success. I didn't talk to anybody. I was in complete isolation. I actually lost my mind for a bit, where I literally didn't have control. I couldn't differentiate imagination from reality. So now that we are so back, it's time to fucking give the teachings that I learned while I was out in the schizosphere, fucking learning the secrets of the universe. So this is what I wrote to myself while taking psychedelic mushrooms, hypnotizing myself for success, while not going to any classes and intentionally failing out of college. And it got me everything I could ever want. So listen up. I am so grateful to have supreme genetics. God chose me, but why? Why am I the best? What makes me so efficient And it's because I don't have any waste. You know, I fucking got rid of all that stuff. I was focused. I am so happy that my parents love me and my friends care about me. If I simply reach out, I can get help anytime. Everybody wants me to succeed, and if I stand together with my family behind me, I am capable of everything. Love is always stronger than hate. So that's just something I wrote to myself. And then, this is when I was smoking weed, I couldn't really figure out how to get away from it. So, how do I overcome this disease? I don't know what I want, but all I know is that I want something more. So how do I get there? If I was to make money online, I'd have to list all the problems and solutions and then create the program, differentiate between your body and your mind, but first solve the problems. The ultimate pain, this is the next one, the ultimate pain of loneliness, deathbed self, your grandfather rocking chair version of you looking back at your life when you're old, I am going to regret all the time I wasted doing drugs and consuming media. Whatever happens, I have to respect energy and honor my ancestors. Would they be satisfied with my actions? Or would they think natural selection is just going to take him, you know? I can't help but think I'll have so many regrets, so many bad feelings, so much wasted energy, all because I didn't outline my goals and act in accordance with my purpose. Those are powerful words. I took psychedelic mushrooms every day. I got rid of, imagine a blank white room with nothing inside of it, and the only thing in front of it was a whiteboard with my goals on it, and every day, ones and zeros, faster, slower. What's going to move me closer to the goal? What's going to get me farther away? And every single day, all I did was fucking talk about, I would like film videos to myself, I would fucking write in journals all day, I would literally create on paper or create on video the life that I wanted to live. Do you understand? That's called dedication. That's called commitment. No normal person does that, but if I wanted to be normal, I would have stayed in college. I would have submitted to the fucking will of some fucking female telling me that Kanye West saying the Jews are evil is bad for society, and it's fucking gay, bro. So I'll have so many regrets, blah, 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 all because I didn't outline my goals and act in accordance with my purpose. I don't need to please others. I just need to please my ancestors. I must conquer. It's the only way. I need to spend time chasing women, ? I don't even like parties. Why do I want that? Genuine connection is what I'm missing, and if I can't achieve it, I'll never be happy. So this is like a little dark, but this next part gets better. I am grateful for my supportive family, the chemical balance of my brain, my awesome environment, my diet, and my cheat codes, you know, the fucking hypnotizing myself for success and all that. I have so many advantages compared to others. I would be a fool not to exercise them. So I will go and exert my divine will. I have no regrets because every decision was made with the original thought. I have such a strong brain capable of resisting urges, and I am going to use it for maximum intensity. I am lucky to live where I live, meet who I met. It was all in God's plan. He wouldn't give you a test you can't handle. This is living in complete isolation. Not speaking to my friends, not speaking to my roommates, not picking up phone calls, not doing anything, not going to class, not doing work. I did nothing but exercise, get shredded, eat whatever I want, and hypnotize myself for success. That's what it takes. It's called locking in, right? God will never give you a test you can't handle, and the most difficult tests are the ones we least expect. God chose me as his strongest warrior. If I can't get through this small chapter of my life, what am I even good for? I was so lucky to go through that struggle because my life... Okay, my iPad died, but we're back. So picking up where I left off. I am lucky to live where I live, meet who I met. It was all in God's plan. He wouldn't give you a test you can't handle, and the most difficult tests are the ones we least expect. God chose me as his strongest warrior. If I can't get through this small chapter of my life, what am I even good for? Right? That was a difficult moment. So now I'm saying I was so lucky to go through that struggle because my life is a marshmallow now. Why me? ? Why? Why is my brain better? Because I physically rewired it. I hypnotize myself for success. Repetition is hypnosis, and constant repetition carries conviction. You have to believe in yourself. Self-belief is the only thing that's real. I think the government did thousands of studies about the placebo effect for no reason. Do you think it's clinically proven that sugar pills, actual sucrose that does nothing, can be proven to like literally cure cancer when the patient believes it's going to cure them? Dog, belief is the most important thing. So, why is my brain better? Because I physically rewired it. I need to protect the voice in my head, because with a brain as strong as mine, I need to be careful of what I feed it. It is only a blessing. Nothing is a curse. Everything is as it should be. I have exactly what I deserve, and if I want more, I must be more, I must think more, I must live more. If anyone could do it, it would be me. So what am I waiting for? Life-changing shit. Let's look at the next page. Okay. I wish I could overcome my bodily urges and was in control no matter what. Being out of control is the worst thing ever. I wish I didn't complain about things. Silence is supreme. If I really wanted to enjoy my life, I would have chosen a different path. But I had so much ambition that I ran myself into the ground. How could I manage my urges better? I cannot forget I must always plan ahead. If not, others who have conquered their own will conquer me. Nobody else on the planet had the experiences I had, and it is a shame that I kept that experience to myself. I wish that I asked for help. It is the greatest sign of strength. Read that again. I must always plan ahead. If not, the others who have conquered their own will conquer me. Nobody else on the planet had the experiences I had, and it was a shame that I kept that experience to myself. I wish that I asked for help. It is the greatest sign of strength. If I truly want to avoid ultimate pain and suffering, I have to control my brain. I am thankful for the universe and all the things I cannot change. God granted me serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. I love my brain. I am lucky my parents found each other and that I found drugs. If that would have never happened, I never would have gained the strength to overcome my flaws, because in comparison, I have the easiest life imaginable, because anything is easier than fighting your own brain with addiction. Let me read that again. I am truly lucky that my parents found each other and that I found drugs. If I never would have done that, I would never have gained the strength to overcome my flaws, because in comparison, I have the easiest life imaginable, because anything is easier than fighting your own brain with addiction. I'm thankful I figured it out now rather than never, and I am thankful for the opportunities it will afford me. Good place to end off. So basically, you may look at a guy like me and say, oh, he doesn't have it all figured out. You know, he's not perfect, you know, or holy. Sorry, I'm very full of myself. But, okay, iPad died again. I'm going to finish my glass of milk. But the whole reason I'm making this video is because Aura Maxing 101, it's about self-belief. It's about self-belief. And there are always going to be things in your life that make you more attractive, influential, magnetic version of yourself. And there's things that make you slower and further away from your goal, you know? So, for about 2 to 3 months of my life, my main focus was creating the vision in my head of the person that I needed to be. Do you understand? So like right now, I'm living in Florida. I can spend every single minute of the day outside. I fucking look like Marcus Aurelius. I eat steak every fucking day. I'm fucking shredded. Like, hold on. Let me look at myself even more. Just because you're watching this video. Shredded. So, the main point of all of this is that you can have literally anything you want. You could have anything you want, but you can't have everything. Contradiction is the killer of conviction. So when I was doing all of this, yeah, it sounds great. It sounds like I was super motivated, but it didn't last. You know, I picked back up the addictions. I lost control of myself again. I lost my identity of who I was, who I needed to be, what my purpose was, and it took me a long time to actually bridge the dream of this perfect version of me who is destined to save the universe and the actual reality of I am just a mere human and God is different from me and God is perfect and I'm not him. So once I bridge these two things, the belief of my purpose is to save the universe and God chose me to fucking be the most inspirational man on the planet, because if he can do it, so can I. Like, I literally was addicted to fentanyl. I fucking was horribly addicted to weed and vape cartridges and heavy metal toxins and poisons, and just like, I had a very difficult life. And now that we are so back, it's like, don't you think it would be selfish for me to not tell my story? You know? And it's like, I'm not claiming to be perfect by any means, but I am claiming to be the light in the darkest of voids. Like, I truly believe, or for a long time I believed, that God chose me specifically. Nobody else. He chose me to experience all of that pain, all of that difficulty, all of that suffering, so I could come out the other side and tell everybody the tales of how I did it and how they can do it themselves. So you don't have to listen to what I'm saying. You don't have to care at all. You don't have to respect me. You don't have to think I'm right. That's fine. You can say, this guy's a fucking idiot and he doesn't know anything and he's retarded and he's just gonna die. He's stupid. That's fine. Say whatever you want. But I know there are going to be people in this world who are gonna resonate with the truth of this message. If you've ever been into a gym sauna and you see like some guy boiling in there like super hot, like fucking he's been in there way longer than you, Morty, you have to stay in there longer than him. He's suffering more than you are suffering. If he can do it, so can I. So I truly believe that I'm a case study of sorts. If I can do it, anybody can, you know? It's not that hard. Like what I said in that journal, it's like, by comparison, my life is a marshmallow now. I'm living the easiest life ever because I fucking got away from fighting my own brain. And there's so many people in this world who don't have control, who choose to waste their time indulging in comfort and entertainment, and it's all an illusion. Like, very rarely will I just sit around entertaining myself, scrolling or fucking watching TV, or just like, just doesn't really do much for me. And you could say like, oh, your dopamine receptors are fried. You fucking lost so much gray matter in your brain. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, this is the one thing where I do know what I'm talking about. All of your experiences in life are relative. If you go through life searching for reward and comfort every second of every day, it is impossible to be fulfilled. It's impossible, you know? That's why drug addicts look unhappy. Think about the saddest, most miserable person you know. They are addicted and they believe they have no control. Think about the happiest, most fulfilled person you know. They have freedom and control to do whatever they like in the moment. That's what I am, you know? I'm like, look at this fucking, look at my life. Like, look at the beautiful, like, Florida sun. Look at that, like, look at that skyline. You know, this is, like, actually where I live. And it's like, I really am lucky, you know. I got everything that I ever wanted, and I didn't get it by accident. There are no accidents. To quote Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. So the point is, Aura Maxing 101, it just takes conviction and belief in yourself. a bright, uplifting charm can be a good replacement for a shredded, powerful physique. There's a fat, funny guy out there somewhere who's getting lots of women, who's getting lots of money, you know? There is a really skinny, insecure guy who's really funny and excited, who's getting everything he wants, you know? Believing in yourself is the base core, and if you don't believe in yourself, you will never be successful. Do you understand? So one thing that anybody can do right now to make themselves more successful and more fulfilled and more powerful is to write down a line down the middle on one side, ones and zeros, things that move you faster, things that move you slower, things that move you closer to your goal, things that move you farther away. So for me, it's like drinking black coffee, doing push-ups, filming videos, typing racist shit on Twitter, trying to help people, making NPCs laugh, you know, dropping step back idioms, fucking draining fucking step back idioms at the line at the store, and like making the people behind me in line laugh because that's how much aura I have, you know. And then there's the other side, zeros, like sitting around in the same place consuming will slow me down, sitting in chairs with bad posture will slow me down, eating man-made chemical goy slop will slow me down, doing drugs will slow me down, telling lies and breaking my word will slow me down, stuff like that. So if you want to be shredded and you want to have more aura and more testosterone and more conviction and belief in yourself, ones and zeros, bro. Maybe your goal is like, I want to have the biggest, most obese, globulous belly and I want to look like Jabba the Hutt. It's like, okay, great. Eating food every second of every day is going to make you closer to that goal. Sitting inside and getting no sunlight is going to make you closer to that goal. Never exercising and being completely sedentary is going to make you closer to that goal. Gooning all day, scrolling on TikTok all day, that'll make you closer to that goal, make you even more fat and slow. And then it's just like, you just have to know what you want in life and have enough drive and conviction and belief in yourself to actually bridge the gap to make your dream a reality, right? I may not be making sense, but if I'm not making sense to you, you don't understand it, your brain is cooked and you don't have enough dopamine anyways, and you're not gonna make it, so who fucking cares? So, it's all about ones and zeros, bro. There is nothing stopping you from writing down right now, line, ones, zeros, and then like, maybe your goal is to be TikTok famous. More views on TikTok, more posting, more comments, more friends, more collabs, and then zeros is like hate, getting reported, people, negative comments, whatever it is, bro. What you need is clarity. Every single person knows how to get in shape. You exercise, you eat less food, but why is it that 99% of society is fucking obese and disgusting and dehydrated and powerless looking, you know? Why is everybody so flaccid and just flabby? And it's because everyone knows what to do, but they don't have enough brain power and conviction and belief in themselves to actually do it in the present moment now. That's it. The reason I'm making this video is because I believe in myself. I'm fucking extremely shredded. I train extremely hard every day. I train so hard, past failure, beyond failure in the gym. I'm dialed in with my diet. I'm dialed in with my faith. Every single minute of every day, I try my best. And that's the truth, you know? It's like, you may look at me and you may say, he's retarded, he's stupid, he's sick, he's wrong, he's incorrect, but you can't call me a liar, you know? It's just like, truth is the language of God, and the highest vibration in the world, if you've ever seen the graph of emotions, it's like fear and pain is at the bottom, and then like joy, gratitude, enlightenment is at the top. Guess what's even higher than all those emotions than gratitude and enlightenment is authenticity, truth. The vibration of authenticity is higher, it's more powerful than any gratitude or enlightenment you can, and I know you feel that in your bones because I'm telling you the truth. And the truth is, you can always get more shredded.